So what's the difference between us and zombies? Well, the obvious one is that we have these characteristics that you might call mental, that we can truly ascribe mental things, mental properties, characteristics to us humans, but philosophical zombies, the way we've defined it, you cannot possibly truly attribute any of these mental characteristics to them. But that's the way we define what a philosophical zombie is. Well, the question is, what gives you these mental capabilities? How is it that you have them? And one way of thinking about it is, the question is, if you're just this physical object, this body, remember, because that's what the zombie, philosophical zombie is. He's just these molecules, these cells configured in a certain way, functioning in a certain way. If that's what you are, you're really not much different than the desk that you're sitting in front of. It's just the way the atoms are arranged that's different. So the question is, wait a second, how are you able to entertain thoughts, think about philosophy, but the desk you're sitting in front of is not? How do you guys explain that? What's the answer? Well, an answer that's given, or the modern answer to that is, well, people have very sophisticated brains. And what kinds of things does your brain enable you to do? Well, it enables you to feel, to be conscious. It enables you to think. And it enables you to act and be responsible, morally responsible for your actions. So some people think it's a brain that explains it. Another explanation is that we have this non-physical part to ourselves, that is the mind, or the soul it's sometimes called. Certainly in the ancient context, they talked about soul, talking about mental characteristics. In a religious context, they talk about the soul. But what is this soul? It is a non-physical mind. So the question is, what's the nature of reality? What's the nature of our reality? Are we just this physical object, or are we some other kind of object? And you say, well, look at what all the scientists found out. They've found how the brain functions and how it does all of this stuff. But just hold on a second, because we're going to turn to another related metaphysical problem to see how this is not a scientific question that can be answered that simply, although perhaps the answer that we have, that with a brain, with a brain, and that gives us those mental characteristics, maybe that one's correct, maybe it isn't. But let me lead you into the next problem of metaphysics related to this one.